Welcome back to Football Coach, episode 88. Preseason, first training, 6 of 6. Perfect on the breakthroughs. It's all 4s and 5s, though, because all of these guys only had so much room for progress, but that's still already a really good sign. But the big thing that you won't be seeing, but I'll be watching out for, because I will be skipping ahead, is that we now have a minimum training boost of 3. No matter how bad things go, they will gain 3 points regardless. And that is a good path to force through development in certain areas. And we've reached the all-important preseason expectations. The athletic director back up to a 50 after a good year last year, and that was only a small gain. He's only so excited, even when we do incredibly well. And it's going to be a tough ask this year. Win 9 games or the division. That's not going to be easy with the quarterback situation we find ourselves in. And we graduated quite a lot of guys last season. Total base donations from our boosters is $22 million, but we've got a chance to earn an extra 11.5, and nearly $7 million of that will come just from beating Hawaii. We still need to follow through and do that, but that would be a huge boost for us. And then rush for 240, pass for 200 against one of 3 sides. Definitely not the hardest set of bonuses that we've come across. We've got a good chance to pick up a lot of extra funds. And with an 81-80, this has got to be considered a rebuilding year. However, it's not. It's kind of a standard year for the side. Last year we were an 85-84. We are nowhere near that right now. We graduated way too many guys, and we've had plenty of seasons in recent years where the offense was at 83. 81 is definitely on the lower end of what we had in many a season. We haven't had below an 80 since the 2034 year. It's 2046. So it's been a very, very long time. But we're on that lower end. We're very much on that lower end. 51st best, not very good, especially with the quarterback situation. Defensively, an 80 is what we've had most years. We've hovered around the 78, 79, or 80 most seasons. We've only topped 80 last year. Last year is the only time that we've had better than an 80 since the 2034 season, where we had a bad offense but a really good defense, 81. We had 3 years in a row of an 81. So we're not in the position we were in last year. We're not going to be a playoff team this year. I'm not so sure we're going to win 9 games. And with a prestige of 5, that's going to be a tall order. So looking at the individual positions, quarterback play, 75. Rushing skill, 82. Run blocking, 86. Receiver skill, 85. Pass protection, 87. The run game is going to be really important for us this season. But the pass game is going to depend a lot on the receivers and a quarterback just being able to stay in the pocket and not be flushed out and have time to find somebody. I think that means deep downfield is going to be a problem, but short and medium should be more possible. But on the defensive side, pass rush an 80, run stop is 78, man coverage in 82, zone coverage in 85, and tackling in 81. So we could have a little bit of difficulty stopping the run, you would think. Special teams, field goal, 83, punting 78, and kick and punt return 97. We have 1 4-star, 56 3-stars, and a lessening group of weaker and weaker guys. We are getting stronger in the recruits, and there's plenty of young talent. There's a lot of good freshmen out there. We had a good recruiting class. Starters by class, we have 41% seniors. There's 12 seniors starting this year. 11 juniors, 5 sophomores, and a freshman on paper starting, if we don't redshirt him anyway. And we might just go do that. Only 18% seniors, though. Only 15 seniors with 12 of them starting. 22 juniors, but half starting, while the sophomores and the freshmen definitely make up smaller portions. And the all-important depth chart, a 73 freshman quarterback is in line to probably take over next year. But all of those guys are close. I mean, the entire gigantic group of 6 quarterbacks are all between a 70 and 75. Forbes set to be with us for a couple of years before he graduates, so we're looking good at running back for the next 2 years anyway. Wide receiver, fantastic with a 95 this year, and then a huge drop off, plenty of talent behind them. Will be good for years to come. In fact, true freshmen, two freshmen that are a 74 or better in the receiving core. At tight end, Seymour is good. Tipton, almost better, will be better next year. We'll be fine at that position for a while if we don't lose a bunch of guys to the transfer portal. Offensive line, fantastic senior group. And we are very young at most of the spots. I'm a little worried about next year, though. I mean, you figure there's 3 guys that'll top about 80 next season, but yeah, where's the rest of the group? Kicker, an 83 junior. D-line, we've got a kind of a mixed bag. Rebuilding year. Very much a rebuilding year. We graduated a lot of talent. We'll be fine next year, though. Linebacker, same sort of scenario, only a single senior, and he's definitely not that important. He's 3rd on the depth chart, and there's much more talent behind them. Next year is going to be a strong year for them. Corner, good this year. Next year is going to be even stronger. Safety, we'll miss Bacon, but otherwise these guys are all going to be juniors and should be all about 80 plus. Coke, a true freshman, I should be able to redshirt him despite the quality there. He's still technically last on the depth chart. Watson's a 78. That would put him 4th. I think with the other options, Watson I can afford to redshirt. Garland I can definitely redshirt. Woodson I can redshirt. So we will be able to redshirt the freshman that we have. The one that's labeled as a starter, I'm guessing, is Watson, as he's technically 3rd, but with Arnold and McAllister, and then, Paul and Logan, Simpson gives us enough depth that we can afford to sit Watson out. So the biggest concern this season is at quarterback, and here is what that situation looks like. He's a 75 overall. He's been with us for a while. So he redshirted his freshman year at East Carolina and then has been with us since. So 4 years now with the program as he's gone through the grade levels. Last year he did get into 4 games when we were blowing out opponents as he was our primary backup. He did have a good rating in those 4 games, but we're talking about a really limited set of downs. He did not do much. He had just 4 pass attempts. But he's slow. He's very much pocket quarterback, so he is going to have to stay put. But he's got a little bit of strength and evasion to fend off the occasional guy who gets to him, but the offensive line really should buy us a decent amount of time this year. Ball carrier vision's a 73, so at least he can see them coming to avoid. But just with limited evasion, so he's not going to do much there. And pretty limited ball security at just a 59. It's definitely not somebody you want to be running option plays with. It's the passing game. He's got actually arm strength and accuracy. He's just not the smartest. We're going to focus a little bit more on quick passing, though, than going deep, and trying to let the really strong receiving core, running back core, tight end core, and blocking do its job. Yeah, that's pretty sad. He had an 82 in arm strength 2 years ago. He's only gotten to an 83. Big jump in accuracy. Part of that was from training this year. I helped get him, 5 points. But quarterback IQ, he was a 67 as a redshirt freshman when he came to us. He only ended up being a 71. Did not develop very well. And through that preseason portion of recruiting, we have 5 guys I'm very excited about, all with A's, and 4 of them also a good amount of quality. They will be our first targets. I don't have any direct reason to play any of the games live this season. We know we're not going to be that great. And of course, time is of the essence when we're only getting 1 episode a week, and I really want things to keep moving along. This is not the year. We're not making the playoff this year. But we're in a reshaped conference, right? There's 2 more teams. It's weaker. We lost the 2 best teams. We replaced them with 4 teams that were a lot weaker. There's a lot more opportunities to claim victories and become the best team in the conference. But this is going to be a difficult year to try to make that happen. let's just hope we get enough wins to be one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the conference and, come out with a decent record. But we opened with a win 24-17 against Rutgers. Another close one, but we do beat Syracuse 35-28 to go 2-0 on the season so far. And so far, so good after just 2 games. For one, everybody in our division has lost at least one game, and all have played at least one conference game, though 3 have won. But as for the promises, 40% snaps, we're at 46 and 55. And then we've got 20 targets, we're already at 6 for our tight end. So we're making rapid enough progress to achieve all of our promises. And then as for the booster objectives, we've already achieved one by beating Syracuse. That's $1.5 million. Our very first road game is a loss and shows that road games are going to be a challenge this season because Wake Forest is a really weak team, but our defense did not show up. Offense showed up wonderfully, putting up 49 points on the road, but the defense did not stop Wake Forest, it seems like, at all. They scored almost every drive. And 2 major injuries. In the case of Cook, we're talking about we have some depth. We'll be okay there. Linebacker, that hurts a little bit more, but it's only going to be 1 week. Being at home is important. This was a tougher opponent, though they were also struggling to start this season. But the defense shows up today. The offense didn't have anywhere near as good of a day, but 29-22, we go victorious. 1-1 in conference, 3-1 now overall. So we are a perfect 2-0 in our out-of-conference games so far this season. This was a very winnable game on the road. Memphis is not good, but we are perfect at home and winless on the road. We dropped to 3-2 overall. And we remain winless on the road, losing to another really bad team. Team just can't seem to get it together on the road. Tulsa beats us 20-17, and we dropped to 3-3. And next up is Hawaii on the road, and they aren't so bad. So we're heading into our 3rd of 4 straight road games. We haven't won a road game all season, and this is the best team we've played on the road so far this season, and it's the team, of course, that's had a wonderful history against us, winning 15 times. But of course, so many of those came in a row. Since we started winning, we had gone 5 straight. Hawaii's beaten us the last 2 years, despite being ranked last season, despite all the quality, and despite this is 2 times in a row on the road. Oh, not fair. Probably because of the new divisional setup. We should have been home this year, but with the new breakdown within the conference, we have to travel this year. Oh, man. Big ask. We are not the favorites, but we will make this the one game we play live. This is going to be hugely important. We have 6 home games this year, and we've been perfect at home, and we've got a lot of really bad teams on our home schedule, so realistically, you would think we should win all 6. Our chance to go 7-5 is going to largely come down to what we can do today. We're going to start on offense, and I have made one change after losing all these road games in a row. I was focused on quick passing because of the weakness of our quarterback. However, the strength of our line and our wide receivers makes me think they can find a way to get open. So I've switched that focus to deep passing, and we're going to start right off the bat with a deep pass that is complete, but not on the deep passing options on the flat to the fullback, but Forbes is able to, after the catch, turn it into 16. Now we go short, and Huff, his pass is intercepted, just like that. He is not set to be aggressive, and he's already probably cost us the game in the first. Defense gives up a first, has a 3rd and long, and will hold them to a field goal, giving us a chance to still be in this game. But that was a terrible play, and then a loss on 3rd sets up a 3-and-out, and Hawaii is going to get good field position too. They managed to get a return after a short punt, and they are moving the ball at will at the moment, carrying all the momentum. 1st and goal, 3rd and goal, a sack, Juan Wilson, the D lineman, big stop there. Keeps us alive. They've got all the momentum here early on, though. Play action wheel. Okay, that works. Inside zone. Run game's not going anywhere. And we've got a much stronger potential for a road game and a run game. And that's Forbes. That's not the backup doing it. Let's go short, all hitches. There you go. Now we set up a 3rd and 2. Still can't make it. We've lost all the momentum, and a punt here with all the momentum they have could end the game. A stop on 4th down could end the game. They've already got the momentum, though. They've already got the home field advantage, rowdy crowd. We have got to get something out of this drive. Even if we do punt in the end, it's got to get some forward progress. So I go aggressive, and it works. 2 yards from Forbes. Under. Okay. Curl flats. No. Flanker curl. No. And now we punt from 4th and 6. We only got 5 more yards out of it, but now we've got him pinned inside the 10 and at least killed some of the momentum. Converting a 4th down is always a little bit of a momentum boost, even if you do nothing after. We get a 3 and out. And now we've got good field position for this drive. 2 outside zone rushes work really well. Slants, that works. Outside zone. First quarter comes to an end, but we are in good position. Tight end under, and it's a touchdown. It is a touchdown in the back of the end zone to McBride. 7-6. I quick sim the next drive, and they go right down the field and score. 13-7. Good return there, I guess. 1 yard. Forbes, 22. A bubble screen, no. Outside zone, no. 4 verticals, and we punt. But we got the 3 and out. They gained 9 yards on 1 play, but otherwise we halted them. Callahan's muffed the punt. By the way, I've turned off the let's go crazy on kick returns because of the problems we were having with that the last couple of years. So that was just all him. That was not a play design, and now they've got good field position. That's our 2nd turnover of the day. 1st and goal, and we're down 20-7. Let's pick it up in the 3rd quarter, where we have got a field goal to be within 10, but this is not good. They get a field goal out of that drive. Let's go offense. Halfback sweep, no. Fake screen works. The wheel has worked twice this game. We're getting little penalties now on deep passes. Cross flood does not work. The inside zone does not really work. The 46 Y cross does not work. It's a 4th down and 5. 4th and 5. If that's 4th and 2, 4th and 3, we go for it. But okay, we've gotten the ball back this time without giving up points finally, but we're down 13. In trouble. Let's go for medium without the penalties. Thank you. Little smash corners works. The hitch, getting that yard after the catch from those wide receivers, which we very much need. And this time it's Cook getting 13. Play action? No. Tight end stick. Okay. 3rd and 1. Be intentional. Get that first down. There you go. Double unders. Okay. Gain 9 levels. A little penalty, but I can go for that here. I'm okay with that. 3rd and 1 and a sweep week. Oof. That could go backwards, but it does go forward. They're expecting the run up the middle, right? Mid draw? No. Slot post angle? No. Wide corner? No. Field goal. Within 10. Okay, defense holds. We've got good field position. Right back to the mid-draw this time actually works, and the off-tackle does not. And you want to go right back to the mid-draw again on 3rd and 4. Give me 2 or 3 at least so I can go for it on 4th down. This late, they want to go for it, and I agree. I'd rather go deep on the play action and get the first down. There you go. We did not go deep, but we got the first down. It was tight end. Now the bubble screen. First time today that I've run it. They had it set before, but I changed it. There's our third turnover. Third turnover of the game. Put me into the last 5 minutes. Do we have any chance? We're down 13. Turnovers, the name of the game. Otherwise, I think we're winning this thing. Or about tied. Shallow cross. Big old game there, but we're suddenly looking at medium with big penalties. So go short. Give me the slot outs with the dump off underneath. Nope. Mid draw. Final 33-20. Hawaii has kicked our rear ends. Through turnovers. There's an 80-yard difference here at the end of the day. Certainly makes a difference, but when they have all those extra possessions and get to run 11 plays more than we do, of course they're going to gain a little bit. But the yards per play, fairly similar. Yeah, take away those 4 turnovers, especially the momentum swings that came with them. Huff, pass completion, stunk, and that's why I've been trying to go with the quick passing through the other portion of the season, figuring he would struggle downfield, and has proven that yes, he will struggle downfield. And Huff just does not seem to have the ability to handle the pressure. Just 135 for 218 so far this season with 14 TDs and 7 interceptions. Not the worst, but he's been sacked 20 times when we have a great offensive line. That's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. They're going to give you a lot of time, but they're not going to stop everybody all the time, constantly. There's going to occasionally be somebody coming at you, and he's just not a good quarterback. That's a big reason why we're in the situation we're in. But today, 4 turnovers caused that. Muffed punt. Huff with 2 of those, a muffed punt, and who had our other one? Forbes. Our last 2 road games are going to be a lot tougher with Duke and Oregon State. Not going to help us, not doing us any favors. East Carolina is very winnable, but this is going to be tough to get anything out of the rest of this season right now. And we just lost $5.25 million in losing that game. We're just 1-4 in conference right now. But of course, that's 4 road games in conference so far. Well, we definitely find ourselves in a little bit of trouble, and the grind. It's taken forever. I love this game and that it's a challenge. And of course, I set up the challenge to be what it was. I did not know when I was starting that I was making the game that much more difficult. I never would have done it if it was if I knew that it was naturally this difficult. I would have just simply taken a bottom end program, and I wouldn't have stacked, and I certainly wouldn't have kept the same coaching staff early on, thinking that was a thing, and that they would be, I assume they would be easy to hang on to, and that they could grow with us. And so there was a lot of mistakes at the beginning as I was new to the game. Obviously, I know the game now. Circumstances really still haven't changed much. We're a 5-star prestige program, but we still have damn near nothing in this department. We have facilities, and they're very good. They're 1 level away from max, and I don't think I need to worry about maxing that out. So yeah, we're on the verge of being able to push the stadium back up, or the marketing back up. The academics is already at, I think, a healthy level with the 6, but it's hard to recruit. Really hard to recruit. We are so stuck with just scraps, the leftovers. And this year, right now, I'm battling for some guys, but we're losing a lot of them. I'm not going to show you all of it, but you can see that, number 1, only a handful are we number 1. And, in some of those cases, it's because there's literally no competition for it. We're still not capable of winning battles. We're still not capable of beating teams head to head for the signature of recruits. And I've got a couple guys here that the only reason why we are ahead is I've already put in a fairly healthy NIL on them, and we're maybe ahead and maybe not. And remember, we have a pretty limited NIL for this year. I don't think I'm going to necessarily leave much for the transfer market. I want to get those good, long-standing recruits, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I have 100 episodes to get us to competing for a national championship. I don't necessarily have to wait 10 years to change conferences if we get ourselves as, one of those top two and are consistently building a team like we had last year. Not the one we have this year, which is similar to the one we've had in many other recent seasons. If we are 84 plus both sides of the ball consistently. But again, the problem with that is we just can't recruit the better guys. We're always picking up the scraps and taking what's left over, and that's the same group again and again. Now, better training facilities will give us just a hair more boost on that, but it's just, man, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. I can't hang on to coaches at all. Anytime a coach is deemed halfway decent, somebody else comes in and pays way more than what we can afford, and I'm finding it hard to push this thing to the next level. We're reaching, mid-tier acceptable, but then, stuff like this happens. You go on the road and just lose and lose and lose and lose. Now Hawaii's beat us 3 times in a row again. And we're probably going to lose to Duke. We're probably going to lose to Oregon State with how this season's gone, meaning we're going to go 0-6 on the road. Maybe we go 6-6 at home, but that's not going to help our 5-star prestige. We're almost certainly going to be a 4-star prestige again next year, and we're not achieving much with our booster money because of the Hawaii loss, so we're not going to have a lot of extra money to start making upgrades in other places. But we are still, our school level is just so far behind, and we've played 1,000 seasons. I know those of you that are still here are watching and enjoying this series, but I'm having a hard time justifying the time and effort it takes. It takes me almost a full day to record one episode for this, which is one of the key reasons why I had to back off to once a week. I like this game, but I have given myself not an impossible challenge, but just impossible to do in a reasonable amount of time. I feel like you could get there. You can win a championship eventually. I just don't think. Last year was our best shot, and it felt good, and we got there and we made some real progress. But what did it lead to? Another difficult year. Replicating that could take us another 5 years, 6 years before we could do something like that again. We don't have the consistency yet. We can't hang on to the guys yet, and we can't win those freaking recruiting battles. That's the real challenge here, is no matter what we do, we are always losing the majority of the recruiting battles. Even when we get in early, everybody else can outdo us, outoffer us, and constantly offer 600 points any week they want, where the best I can do is 330 ever. So you just can't keep up with the AI. I'll at least finish this season out, but I'm not sure if there's going to be another. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.